Hiya Dishies, how are you? I had some time to myself last weekend and thought I might visit my local antique malls where I hadn't been for a while. This mall is within walking distance of my house and it's been under new management for the past few years. And each time I go, even though I still see some of the same things over and over again, I often see new things. It's turning out to be a nice little mall. I tend to prefer that that an antique store or mall sticks with antiques and has less crafts, but I find that almost every place still has handicrafts and people making things to sell, which is great. I just would rather see that in a different store. What do you think about that? Do you mind seeing handicrafts in your antique stores? Let me know. I did see some new things here that I hadn't seen before, so it was nice. This egg carton is one of the things I see each time I come in, and though I really like it, I just don't want to pay $15. But I guess I keep checking every time I come in. This green metal cabinet is fabulous. It is never for sale, but if I ever found one, I think I would buy it. Look at this pretty little girl sitting in the tub all by her lonesome. I really loved this little print in the frame. It was $21 plus 20% off. This vendor has many booths and cases throughout the mall, and I would consider to be the best vendor in probably both of the antique malls that I see here. I don't know if this vendor has spaces in the other mall, but just the displays are absolutely excellent. The curation of items. Here is a whole set of Franciscan ware. I don't remember what the prices were, and I can't quite see it as I go back and look at it. I think they were about $12 a plate. I'm not quite sure what this is, but I really liked it. It says Burge made in the USA. It's unfortunate that it has a paper label stuck to it. I think it might be a phonograph cylinder canister or something along those lines. I'm not sure. Of course, I never get tired of seeing this red cupboard. It's out of my price range, even though I don't remember what the price is. It's like $600 or something like that. I was looking at that mug because I broke one of my glass mugs. I was just curious what the price was for this little tea canister. Can you see it's etched tea on it? It's pretty old. It's $29.50. I find things like this at estate sales and I tend to pick them up. If you need a cigar box, let me know. I'll pick one up and send it to you. I don't remember what they cost. I really liked this beautiful hand-painted black box. I was trying to figure out what this silk-stitched sign said. It says, "What is something baby?" Don't know. Leave a comment if you figured out what it said. I always tell myself I'll go back and look at the photos and the postcards, but I often forget. This is such a cute way to do this, to buy these little cylinders and put the buttons in. This 7-drawer spool cabinet was absolutely gorgeous, but sometimes I wonder if vendors really want to sell their things. Guess I'm really liking these little lacquered boxes right now. The way it works at this antique mall is that when vendors have sales, everything is on sale except for the items marked sale. What do you think about that? I know what I think about that. This is one of the things I look at each time I come in here. You've seen me look at this before. It's a little sewing drawer, and I absolutely love it. It's $68.50, which would be $54.80 with 20% off because it's not marked sale. This was my favorite thing I saw here today. It's a $110 cart. It's marked sale, so it's not on sale. This vendor has some of the loveliest and most affordable holiday items of all the antique malls around here. Well, there's only two, but I just love this little cabinet. It's hard, it's hard to see inside these cupboards when you're filming because of the glare, but there's just some really nice things in here if you really wanted something for your holiday display. I really like this little shelf with the slots in it. It's on sale for $165. I don't think it's marked sale, so that would make it $132 with the 20% off, which is still too high. I always just hope I'll find something like that when I'm out shopping at an estate sale. Here's another thing I've shown you before. It's a little laundry basket or cart, whatever you want to call it. It's $48 or $46. It's marked sale, so it's never on sale. It's one of those things that I might impulsively bring home with me one day, but I guess I'm comforted knowing it's still here. It's been here for a few years. I'm looking for some inexpensive fabrics and trims that I can use for my dolls, especially if it's a small print. This little quilt piece was really pretty. I just wanted to have a look at it. I did buy a few fabric pieces at another antique store, and I'll show those to you at the end. I only end up buying one item here today during my shopping, and I don't know if you're gonna guess what it is. I know I've shown you these before. This vendor makes patio umbrellas out of vintage linens. That is definitely something I want one day. I can't remember what she charges for them. They're over $100, but in my opinion, they're worth the price. I keep asking for one for Mother's Day, but I'm still waiting. I tend to like things like this old, worn baby washcloth. It was only $3.50. Still looking for fabrics. There were some interesting things in her fabric pile, like pieces of quilts and linens that you could use. That almost looks like a bib, or that it could be used for a bib. Really pretty applique. There's a lot of jewelry in the surrounding cases, which I don't really end up showing you. I was just enamored of these celluloid bride and grooms. There were a few others that weren't celluloid, but I just think they're so cute. I have a couple celluloid bride and groom dolls, and they're just too cute. Sorry, I'm not really showing. There's another celluloid doll back there. She's from a carnival. I have one of those too. I like this display of the old hat stands with the doll heads and ephemera on them. I really like that display. Here's some more jewelry, but I wanted to look at these old tape measures. But I can't really see anything. Everything's locked in a case. I wish antique vendors didn't have to do that. There were a few pre-made junk jars on this vendor's cabinet. There were some really neat things inside them. I thought that was kind of a clever idea to resell some of your vintage smalls. Just put them in a pre-made junk jar. Thanks so much for coming shopping with me today. It was fun looking around. Meet me back at the parlor and I will show you the one thing I bought. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little shopping trip. I want to say that I apologize that I'm having to stop the giveaways. I just have too much going on right now. We're doing construction and it's a lot. It's a lot. You might not hear too much from me, and it's going to be the end of giveaways for now. So my apologies, and thank you for playing for these 2 years. We did it for 2 years and some months. I think it was. Anyway, so I had gone to the other antique mall, and there's a vendor who has sewing items. They're not all vintage, and she had some fat quarters, which are quarter yard pieces of fabric for quilting, which I don't do, but I thought I would get some that I might use on my dolls. I have a mind, since I'm not going out thrifting,
I have a mind to sew some things. I have the most basic sewing skills. I know how to put a button on and so forth, but I don't know, I want to kind of learn it. And so these are the fat quarters I bought. They were only $3 a piece, and I want to stick with some small prints because of course that will be best for doll. So I got those at the other antique mall. And of course, you knew I was not going to leave there without this doll, especially since she was only $25 and she's an antique. I'm only going to tell you a tiny bit about her. I'm going to be doing a little bit of work to her and showing that on my doll channel. She's in an old dress, which is her clothing that she has was worth the price alone. So the problem with her is her eyes are messed up. She was made by E.U. Steiner, which is Edmund Ulrich Steiner, and he made dolls from the late 1800s through 1916. So she would not be any newer than 1916. Of course, I don't know exactly when she was made. I believe that she's in all her original condition except for her eyes. Her dress is wool, and it is the color that it's showing there. She had some silk ribbon here, some little pleating here, and she probably had some ribbon at the collar and on her sleeves. She has biscans, which are in pretty good condition. She has just the tiniest little chip on one of her fingers, and the fingers on her other hand are in great condition. She has a slip and bloomers. She has a stuffed body up to her knees, and then she's leather after that. I'm not gonna remove her clothes. Her hair is kind of a hot mess. It was probably her original hair, but it's been cut and it's mohair. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I actually will probably get her some new hair, and she needs a new wig altogether. I put tissue in her head, and I'm just gonna show you. I don't think I'll be able to show her mark, maybe. Here's her mark. She's called Majestic. That was one of the dolls that he made. He was one of the first to patent walking dolls, which I've got all this information from one of my reference books. And I can't remember if the mark is up here. I don't remember. It's somewhere here. But anyway, that's what I have to show you. And I want to be very careful. What someone has done is they've hot glued her eyes in place, and they've hot glued this weight, which I don't know if these are sleeping eyes or what. I'm going to have to take them out, and I'm going to have to reset them. I've never done that before, but I am willing to try. I've watched a few videos, and it doesn't look simple, but it doesn't look terribly hard, and they need to get reset one way or another, whether I do it or send her to someone else to do it. I'm going to put this back in there because if those eyes fall out, they will hit against her bisque head and crack it to pieces, which I do not want. But I think she's very lovely. Other than needing just, I think, minor eye surgery. Poor thing, her hair is a hot mess, and so are her eyes. That is all I have to share with you. If I go out thrifting, I will be happy to take you with me and share my finds. But unfortunately, you won't be seeing too much from me on Dot Likes Red. And on my doll channel, I'm doing about one video a week. But it's been fun hanging out with you. Once again, I'm sorry that there won't be any more giveaways, but I hope you don't mind. But everyone have a wonderful day. Oh, poor girl.